Hello and welcome back to Retfurb. So on today's video we've got the Shimano Altus cantilever brakes that I'm going to show how I repaired the small plastic adjusting pieces. They quite often crack, as you can see. I'm just showing here. It's a common problem. I think they had the problem right when they were new, to be honest. Shimano replaced quite a lot under warranty. So straight away let's get in, strip them down, which you can see I've done now. And now I've just got to make sure that I give this plastic part a really good clean with degreaser, get in there with a toothbrush. Getting over the cloth, just make sure there's no grease left in that area, because obviously when we're going to be bonding that back together we don't want it to sort of have any issues with adhesion with any grease that's left in there. Quick apology about my voice. I've had a terrible cough for the past week and I'm just getting over it now, so it still sounds a bit croaky. And now we need to prep the plastic with something abrasive, so I'm just using a nail file here to do it, but you can just use a piece of sandpaper. You want something fairly coarse, I would say sort of 120 grit, something like that, so it gives it a nice key up for when we put the adhesive on there. Now the colour on this video is a bit rubbish. I didn't have a light set up at the time when I did it, but you can see here I've got some metal mesh here, which is 5mm steel mesh, something like chicken wire, that sort of thing you can get from hardware store, with 5mm spacing. So I've just sort of cut out a little, almost like a little piece of track it looks like, and just shaping that to the size and the shape of the actual part that it needs to cover. I'm going to apply some super glue into the crack first of all, and then I've got some bicarbonate of soda which I'm going to put into the crack and then apply the adhesive into it. That will set like rock instantly pretty much with the bicarbonate of soda. So I'm just using that as a bridge filler almost, to fill up the gap. And then once we've glued that crack, we can then put the small metal track piece that we've made just to go over that area. So that'll then bridge the gap and then stop the crack from reforming in that area. Here I'm just making sure that the wire track is shaped correctly to the piece, trying to get it as close as I can before applying any glue. So now I'm just applying a bit of adhesive into the area and a bit more bicarbonate soda just to hold that in place before we fill it right up with the bicarb and the super glue. So when you do this, the super glue and the bicarb does go really rock hard. You'll see when you use it just at how good of a bond it forms and how hard of a bond it is. But obviously you need the metal track to sort of brace that part, because with just the bond and the bicarbonate soda the crack probably would happen again, so this track piece will stop it from opening up. Now it's not the perfect repair looking wise, but it'll serve the purpose, and actually once it's on the bike it's not actually that noticeable unless you're really looking at it. You could keep filling it up, apply some filler over the top of it, sand it smooth and then paint it grey. Obviously it'll be a bit fatter than what it normally is, but you could do that just to tidy it up and make it look even better. But on this I've just literally done it just purely to show the repair process of what I do to stop it from cracking. Now you might get a crack in the future in another place, but I would very much doubt this part will break again. It's pretty solid, to be honest, and I've actually had it fitted back on the bike and used it for a while and adjusted it, and it's been no issues. There's not any sort of movement or anything there. So it's definitely a good, easy repair which you can do just to keep the brakes going. Like I say, it's not, it doesn't look brilliant, but it certainly serves the purpose in what it's needed for. Now I do have another set of these to do on another bike build, which will be coming up soon. So I am going to do the same repair, but fill them and then put the grey over the top, so it makes it look more factory finish instead of the sort of rough repair over the top. So that will be coming up soon. This is to go on a bike build which I've just literally completed yesterday, which the video will also be on soon. You can see the bike here. So now we're just putting the brakes back on. I won't show the detailed process of adjusting it or anything. I'm just going to basically put it in place, bolt it onto the bike, and you can see straight away the movement, that there's no issues, it's not cracking or anything. So now onto the other side, just doing exactly the same, just basic adjustment on the pad and then bolting it onto the bike. So like I say, I'm not going into any sort of detailed adjustments on this at the moment. I'm just getting them in place just to show the repair when it's been bolted up, and also I'll just show a bit of adjusting so you can see that the adjuster's working all okay. You can see there, I'm just holding it lightly and you can see the adjustment is putting more pressure and moving it towards my thumb, and it's absolutely fine, no issues. So I hope that's helped in keeping your brakes working. It seems pointless chucking brakes out when that's the only reason they're not working correctly. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, it's really appreciated. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.